it goes under the road from the jail.
Okay, it's 6:30. I'd like to call a meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Just make a note that Mr. Bueller and Mr. Studnicka are absent tonight. I'm going to new business. Item number 1 is Resolution B6, 2022, a resolution approving a master capital improvement plan for the city of Lansing and the financing thereof. Bond Counsel Gilmore and Bell has prepared Resolution B6, 2022, approving this master capital improvement plan for the city and the financing thereof. On April 7th, 2022, the City Council approved Charter Ordinance Number 1, 2022, exempting the city from the provisions of KSA 14570 and 14571. This charter ordinance was published once a week for 2 consecutive weeks, April 12th, 2022, and April 19th, 2022, in the Leavenworth Times, the official newspaper for the city. The required 60-day waiting period has elapsed from the last date of publication, and there has been no sufficient written protest filed to the city clerk against the charter ordinance. So I need a motion to adopt Resolution B6, 2022, a resolution approving the master capital improvement plan for the city of Lansing and the financing thereof.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion? Call the roll.
Mr. Trinkle?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brunker?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 2 is ordinance number 1084, an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issuance of general obligation bonds, Series 2022 of the City of Lansing, Kansas, providing for the levy and the collection of an annual tax for the purpose of paying the principal of and interest on said bonds as they become due, authorizing certain other documents and actions in connection therewith, and making certain covenants with respect thereto. It's a lot of legal language. Bond Counsel Gilmore and Bell has prepared ordinance number 1084, requesting that the City Council authorize and provide for the issuance of general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2022A of the City of Lansing, Kansas, providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax for the purposes of paying the principal and interest on said bonds as they become due, authorizing certain other documents and actions in connection therewith, and making certain covenants with respect thereto. Staff in the city's bond counsel, Wimpy, Gilmore and Bell will be present to answer any questions. So I need a motion to adopt ordinance 1084, an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issuance of general obligation bonds, Series 2022, of the City of Lansing, Kansas, providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax for the purpose of paying the principal and interest on said bonds as they become due, authorizing certain other documents and actions in connection therewith, and making certain covenants with respect thereto. Sorry, that was a long one.
Are you done?
I'm done. Go ahead, Gary.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is for the Bernard Park, right, again?
No discussion? Call a roll.
Mr. Trinkle?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brunker?
Absolutely.
Motion passed. Item number 3 is Resolution B7, 2022, a resolution prescribing the form and details of and authorizing and directing the sale and delivery of general obligation bonds, Series 2022, of the City of Lansing, Kansas, previously authorized by ordinance number 1084 of the issuer, making certain covenants and agreements to provide for payment and security thereof, and authorizing certain other documents and actions connected therewith. Bond Counsel Gilmore and Bell has prepared Resolution B7, 2022, requesting that the City Council adopt a resolution authorizing and directing the sale and delivery of general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2022A, of the City of Lansing, Kansas, previously authorized by ordinance number 1084 of the issuer, making certain covenants and agreements to provide for the payment and security thereof, and authorizing certain other documents and actions connected therewith. So I need a motion to approve resolution number B7, 2022, a resolution prescribing the form and details of and authorizing the directing the sale and delivery of general obligation bonds series 2022 of the city of Lansing, Kansas, previously authorized by ordinance number 1084 of the issuer, making certain covenants and agreements to provide for the payment and security thereof, and authorizing certain other documents and actions connected therewith.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
I would just state, we have Clayton Kelly here from Piper Sandler, if he wants to talk about the bond sale or anything like that, if you guys have any questions about that.
Okay?
I'd be happy to provide just a brief summary of the sale.
Sure.
Awesome.
It went better than we were expecting. Good news.
Yeah, thank you for having me here tonight. Clayton Kelly with Piper Sandler. I don't know if you have a bid summary in front of you at all with the bids I have here. I can just pass it around.
Tim gets stingy with paper.
As you're aware, interest rates has been a pretty volatile environment the last few months. Going into this sale, I would say that we would be lucky probably the last few weeks to have 3 or 4 bids, just with banks kind of holding off and waiting for things to settle down. And so with that, as you'll see on your bid form today, we took bids and received 8 bids as a sale. There's 2 pages to this. You'll notice that how competitive the bids were. The winning bid was at 3.61% by Country Club Bank. The last place. Country Club. Yeah. The last place was, it's the second page, First National Capital Markets at a 3.99%. So all within about 0.4% of an interest rate between all eight bids. So with that, just a really good result for the city, really competitive result. We've also received about $145,000 in premium as a result of that winning bid from Country Club, which allows you to lower the bond amount that you're issuing because you collect that additional project fund and you can lower your GO par amount. So with that, I just kind of wanted to give you a summary, real quick summary, and I'd be happy to open up to any questions that you have.
Anybody have any questions? No, thanks.
We got lucky.
Yeah, it's the timing, especially the last probably 2 months. The timing right now has been great. Things have kind of settled down, and you've probably, I don't know if you follow interest rates closely or not, but the 10-year yield in Treasury has dropped a little bit this week. So it was as high as, I believe, like 3.3% or so earlier last week. So we're down to almost below 3% now. So you could have been 0.25% higher if we went into the market last week on this. So, yeah, just a really good result.
Okay.
Thank you.
Prove it.
Thanks.
All right, that ends discussion. I have a motion and a second. Go ahead and call a roll.
Mr. Trinko?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Motion passed. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Call a roll.
Mr. Trinko?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
We are adjourned.